Hi everyone, this is Valerie at Southern Sands Ranch. Steve and I decided to embark on a new adventure. We decided we would add some hair sheep to our farm here, and there are two of them. We were not very prepared. Our trailer had hay on it, so Steve rigged up a sheep transport system. We found a lady that was a couple of hours away, and we decided we would go get some sheep. This is him in the parking lot of the Tractor Supply, where we had bought some supplies to transport our sheep. So this worked better than I expected, actually. So if you ever need to rig up something, just use that hillbilly ingenuity, as Steve calls it, and you can figure it out just like we have. Where there's a will, there's a way. So when we got to the lady's place where we were buying the sheep, she had them pinned up nicely so that we had an opportunity to look over the sheep that we might want. We knew that we wanted 3 or 4 ewes and a ram. She had St. Croix sheep as well as a couple of mixes in there as well. We ended up with, I believe, 3 St. Croix sheep and 2 mixes, which is fine with us. And we thought we made some good choices. There you've got 2 of the ewes that we loaded up. We ended up loading the others as well, but those are 2 of them you can see there in the truck, ready to roll. We got the others out. The ram nearly got away, but Steve is a quick fella, and he was able to get him in there. The ram is the one with the spot. We're just calling him Spot, and he seems he's a little feisty, but that's okay. I don't mind him being just a little feisty, because if somebody was catching me, I'd try to get out of it too, I'm sure. But those are the guys that are loaded up. It took me, Steve, and the lady who was selling them to get them loaded into the truck. It was kind of a work in progress, but we made it pretty fun. Obviously, they were expressing themselves there, but they had a great ride home. On our way home, we did have to make a fuel stop. I don't have a picture of it, but people were coming over asking if they could look at the sheep and take pictures of the sheep and take selfies with the sheep. It was pretty funny, actually. But they had a great ride home. They were very safe. They seemed to have settled in a little bit. Of course, the back of Steve's truck needed to be washed out by the time we got home. But it was kind of a fun trip, and a trip where we were able to talk to people about sheep and, where we were going. Now, getting them out of the truck and into the pen that we had prepared was a little bit of an adventure. As you can see, this one is not in a pen, so mistakes were made. But we did get her back into her pen with her fellow ewes and ram, and everyone arrived home safely, and they were able to get into their pen where they needed to be. We put them in a smaller pen for a few days just to get them acclimated, and so we could watch them closer. It was dark by the time we got everyone in their pen. You can see we gave them some hay, we gave them some feed. They were hungry after their trip. Everyone had a good snack, and they started to settle in for the night after they ate. So it was overall a good success, and we were happy to have them home. So the next morning we checked on them. We had them in their pen. You can see some poultry netting around that. That was just to keep predators away. I don't know that we have any, but we don't want them to eat our sheep. So we were taking precautions there. You're going to hear more about our sheep here at Southern Sands Ranch as time goes on, so that we can all learn about sheep together. If you like visiting and seeing our progress, we would love for you to like and subscribe and hit the bell so you get notifications. Thank you for visiting Southern Sands Ranch.